Hello, it's time for a little experiment. I've got 1 GB roughly of RAM working on my Windows 98 machine, and I found a way to try and get it to work with up to 4 GB. What normally happens if you've got too much RAM in Windows 98 is it just refuses to boot. Sometimes if you've got more than half a gigabyte it doesn't work. If you've got a bit more than a gigabyte it doesn't work. For some reason there's just some error in the coding. Now what you need are these things. First thing you need is some files that I found on the internet which go in your Windows folder. Specifically there's one that goes in the Windows System folder, vmm32.vxt, that gets replaced, and in the vmm32 folder, vmm.txt gets replaced. And then you've got to put enable.vxt somewhere, I can't exactly remember where. So, first things first, Windows System folder. That gets renamed to vxt.old. And that gets pasted in. Then we go up here to vmm32, and there is no vmm.vxt, so that just copies in there. And enable.vxt, I need to find out where that goes. So enable.vxt goes into Windows System vmm32. Okay, enable.vxt actually comes out of the Windows 95_54 cab folder that's on your Windows 98 CD. The VMM stuff comes from a place on the internet. You can search around for the Windows VMM stuff. Okay, so now let's see if that works. But first I actually put 4 GB of RAM in my computer. So this is my Windows 98 computer in its current state, in a case from 2001. It's actually an Athlon 64 dual-core processor, which is clearly more than 98 needs. But yeah, I've got this so I can get it running on a SATA SSD. That's the easiest way I got it running. I have to use a dedicated graphics card on PCI because that's the only way I can get the graphics to work. I also need a dedicated sound card because that's the only way I can get sound to work. So that's a Creative Audacity ZS. That's an NVIDIA 5500. GeForce 5. And it's DDR2 RAM, which I obviously need to swap out. And it's really hard to get in here because it's all really cramped. Because, oh my god. But now I'm going to put in the 4 GB that I bought once to get this actual computer running relatively okay with Windows 7. It only goes in 2 ways, so obviously I put it in the wrong way. Alright, now that's done, I'll power it on and see if it all works. Okay, that's obviously a RAM error. Okay, so I think it was just basically one of the RAM sticks that wasn't fully down. I thought it had secured in place, but probably hadn't. So I took it out, put it back in. Definitely heard 2 clicks, so now turn the power back on. And if it's not that, then it's panic time. Okay, now that's powering. There we go. didn't sound right. Okay, so I reseated the sound card. So maybe that might do something. I really don't think it will. Who knows? I've got options. I still have options. Okay, don't know why that popped up. Okay, now we got no sound. Yeah, sorry if I sound horrible, it's just, yeah, big football game yesterday and I'm exhausted. Okay, so there's basically two types of drivers. For creative, it's using the WEDM driver, which is more of a universal driver. You can actually try and install... Okay, this is not a good sign. And now the machine's frozen up. So I think it's fair to say that that didn't work. Well, we got garbage back. Don't really know what I did differently, but we got garbage back. So maybe I can do change the drivers. Install VXD rather than WDM. Oh god, that sounds horrible. This is why Windows 98 on motherboards older than it's designed for can be a horrible experience if you don't know what you're doing. I vaguely know what I'm doing. Man, I thought this was going to be so much easier. It was going to be either it works or it doesn't work. I didn't know it was going to break the sound. If it doesn't work, I'm just going to wipe it. Start all over again. Probably without the RAM upgrade. Man, I thought this would be an easy video. I mean, the advantage of using VXD audio drivers is that it's actually a lot more stable with games. Apparently it boosts performances as well on games. Disadvantage is you can't use things like daemon tools, so you can't just mount ISOs. But this update utility is so really bad. It's just the way it is. There's no indication that it does anything. Okay, here we go. Rebooting again. That is sound. I didn't realise that it even went ding. But okay. That is sound. Okay, that sounds like a computer booting up. And that looks like significantly more than 1 GB of RAM. Hasn't used the full 4 gigabytes. But yeah, 3,584. I am happy with that. Now I have to edit this damn video because I thought it was going to be so much shorter. Well, my computer's all working and I'm happy with it. So I guess I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, I tried to see if I could get the WDM drivers to work again, and yeah, they don't.